West, love the 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 West.
What up, peeps? This is Get With It Sports, place where you get your sports with a little swag. I'm Glass.
I'm Brandon.
The best tag team tandem out here in sports. I'm about to give you another episode 95 of the 2 Cents Positive on Sports, place where we give you our 2 cents on the recent topics in the sports world. As always, we want to thank you for taking the time for watching the show. While you're here, go ahead and click the subscribe button to the channel so you can be alerted to all the episodes we have here at Get With It Sports 2. That's the number 2 YouTube channel. Everything good, bro?
Oh yeah, everything's all right.
Everything jumping. It's getting kind of serious with the NBA Finals. We'll talk about that later. The Raptors won last night. What was it? 109.
123.
Thank you. 123 to 109.
Yeah.
They're up 2-1 in the series. They won all. How it goes? First team to win on the road. Get home court advantage. Get the advantage rather. So Toronto did it, but then we'll talk about that in a minute because they missed some players.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll talk about. I'll give you some time to get what you want to say. All right, man. Let's go ahead. This is recorded on a Thursday, June 6th. Let's go ahead and get it cracking. We're gonna go ahead and jump in on this boxing because yes, I was shocked. I know you were shocked when I told you what was that Sunday. Andy Ruiz had 6 weeks to prepare for the fight of his life. He'll have a lifetime to celebrate one of boxing's biggest heavyweight stunners. A massive underdog just like Buster Douglas, Ruiz knocked down British champion Anthony Joshua 4 times, and the final 2 in the 7th round proved to be decisive blows. Ruiz, the first heavyweight of Mexican descent to win a heavyweight title, capped one of boxing's epic upsets to win Joshua's share of the heavyweight championship Saturday night at Madison Square Garden. Ruiz etched his name in heavyweight lore at 1 minute, 27 seconds by TKO in the 7th round to become the surprise champ in a bout that had shades of Douglas' upset over Tyson for the heavyweight title in 1990. Ruiz barely was on anyone's heavyweight radar when he was summoned as a replacement to fight champion Joshua in front of a packed garden. Considered a joke by fans, all Ruiz did was dominate the British champion and used a TKO turn his life and the heavyweight division upside down. The 270-pound Ruiz, and I don't even know if that's real, knocked down Joshua twice in the 3rd round and did it 2 more times in the 7th before referee Mike Griffin ended the fight. He stepped in after fighting on April 20th when he stopped Alexander Dmitriko. Drill Miller's failed drug test sent the challenger to the sideline and paved the way for Ruiz's unexpected title shot. Ruiz, who is 33-1 with 21 knockouts, so he ain't no punk. I don't know what people thinking about. Seized the opportunity and made boxing history to win the WBA, the IBF, the WBO, and the IBO championship belts. Deontay Wilder, owner of the WBC crown, decided to give Luis Ortiz a rematch. Ortiz battered Wilder for parts of their fight in early 2018 before running out of gas and getting knocked out. Wilder tried to steal the headlines this week when he announced his rematch with Tyson Fury was set for 2020. Wilder and Fury fought to a split draw in December in Los Angeles, while Wilder retaining his WBC heavyweight title after knocking down the British challenger twice. Bruh, I told you I watched the fight Saturday night.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I was shocked. Now, I don't know much about Ruiz, and yes, I have to be suspect. When I looked at Ruiz and I looked at Joshua, I thought it was going to be no longer than 3 rounds. But Andy Ruiz's size and girth is, how can I say, will fool you. Because if you watched him in the ring, he got good footwork and he got some hands. And he got some fast hands for his size. And I kind of think that kind of threw Anthony. Anthony Joshua, he didn't look like he was ready. I don't know if you've seen Ruiz and said, man, I ain't got to worry about him. I don't have to condition or work hard for him. And he was looking around wide-eyed open like, man, I didn't expect this. But for you to be a fighter, you should, number one, don't
underestimate your opponent.
Exactly. And if you look at his record, like I said, he's 33-1 with 21 knockouts. That should have been a hit. That should have been a hit and a half for your ass to let you know, okay, I ain't going to sit here and just treat him like a chump. Andy Ruiz deserved what he deserved, the belts. He did what he had to do. It ain't his fault that now the Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight losing some money. So I'm gonna let you give me your 2 cents on this situation now. Then I'm gonna finish up. Like, I'm tired of boxing holding off. Well, I heard people were like boxing aficionados talking about it's the promoters that's holding back on the prize fights. But my thing is, if I'm a boxer, give me this fight now. Promoters run everything. I understand that, but to me, if you're a good boxer and you want that, as you can tell right now, if you wait too long, you might not get what you want. So I'm going to go ahead. Give me your 2 cents on this fight, man.
I mean, like I said, I didn't see the fight. I didn't heard so much about it. It's like I saw it, though. And so, biggest upset since Buster Douglas. You know, but, I mean, you got, as much as you blame the fighter, you got to blame his camp, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because they had to see video, you know, they had to do, you know, film on this guy or whatever. And if the fighter didn't take him serious, they had to take him serious or whatever. So, and then you spoke on the promoters or whatever holding back certain fights or whatever. So I don't know what they're gonna do. You know, I mean, it's crazy because now, okay, who do you can't. What do you fight? You set up a rematch, or do you set this one up for the Wilder fight now? I mean,
okay. Right now, from what I understand, I think it came about Tuesday. Anthony Joshua camp had triggered a clause in his contract for a rematch against Ruiz Jr. The promoter Eddie Hearns announced on Tuesday. The fight will take place in November or December later this year at a location that has not yet been chosen. So yes, they always. I guess he added a clause, which is smart of him. If I get knocked the F out, I get that rematch. No matter what the other camp says, the rematch is due. So to answer your question, there will be a rematch in November, December.
Okay. That's crazy.
So, okay, real quick, talk about this. Do you believe, and this is my opinion, you tell me your opinion, that boxing lost its luster because the prize fights are few and far between? Before, and I would shout out to Diego Resnikov from AA Sports. We was on Twitter discussing it. We wasn't debating, we were discussing it. He was telling me, it's the promoters that's holding back and spreading out. I remember back in the day, and I know I'm showing my age, 70s, 80s with Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Ken Norman, all those fighters. They was fighting damn near, if I ain't mistaken, twice a year. You always said Sugar Ray Leonard, all them was fighting. You have a prize, not saying the same weight, different weights, but the prize fights were like twice a year.
At least.
Now we waiting damn near 3 to 5 years for the fight that everybody want. And I understand you holding out, trying to get as much publicity and much, what's the word I'm looking for? Supply and demand. But when something like this come up, this should show y'all, okay, let's stop waiting. No more than 2 years. You know what I'm saying? We know what we got in Deontay Wilder. We know what we got in Anthony Joshua. This should have been done at least a year ago, if not 2, this fight. But they hold out. Then one of them had a hiccup, And now you ain't getting as much money as you want to. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe you will stick. Now, game plan is get the rematch. Joshua knock out Ruiz Jr. And we're back on again for this Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight. But now this blemish, now you don't have any. One of them's not undefeated. Before you had 2 undefeateds, everybody wants to see who's going to come up on top and stay undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that now. Now, I'm not saying it won't be a good fight, but what you was hoping for is not going to happen. So my thing is these fighters should tell these promoters, when I tell you I'm ready to fight, I'm ready to fight. I'll talk amongst my camp. They say I'm ready. When you're supposed to promote. Okay, I want to change my promotion. I'm about to say you're supposed to promote the fight, what you're doing, but I got to have it quicker than this. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it seems like the fighter will have some type of control over it. They actually fighting.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't know. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what? It's so much money in it now that they making so much money that they can afford to not fight as often. You know,
I got you.
It ain't got to be so so quickly. The turnaround ain't got to be so quick.
Right.
So the fighter getting so many millions. Actually, how much is the promoter getting?
Mm. But if you think in that case, if you think if I'm a promoter, I want to get more fights in within a year so we can make more money instead of trying to let it age like wine in between fights. Instead of having, like I said, instead of waiting 3 years and making this money, I'm knocking in 2 out within the 3 years, 2 or 3 out within the 3 years to make more money.
Yeah, you would think.
Go ahead.
What else he promoting though?
Huh?
What else is he promoting?
I'm sure you got other weight divisions.
Right.
Boxes in different weight divisions that you can move. Let's make the business move, because right now with the UFC MMA crowd coming up here giving you a fight damn near every other weekend, that's more exciting, and people got things to entertain themselves than still waiting for your favorite boxer to box once every 2 to 3 years.
Right.
And you boxing these, how they say, cans of corn, or these fluffers in between prize fights. So
Right.
I believe that has to change. Whether it change or not, I don't know, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. Now, this here gets me. One of the longest tenured referees in Texas high school football has been suspended for the upcoming season for making racist comments. Mike Atkinson, a high school football official for 45 years, used the N-word numerous times in a series of recorded phone conversations over the past year. Audio clips of those conversations surfaced as part of a disciplinary dispute another official had with the Texas Association of Sports Officials. Quote, "They're putting all this out there that I am a big-time racist and all this," Atkinson told the Houston Chronicles. "For the people that know me, they know that's not true," close quote. Atkinson admitted using the N-word, but said the person who recorded the conversation did as well. Quote, we were back and forth. I understand what it sounds like, but I was baited into it," close quote. Yeah, right. According to the Chronicle report, several TASO members in the Houston area said Atkinson has for years had an all-white crew, even after Texas high school officials increased the number of game officials from 5 to 7. And he rarely added an African-American unless it was a requirement for the playoffs. Atkinson, who has been honored by the Greater Houston Coaches Association with its Distinguished Service Award, and who regularly referees state championship games, will have to petition both the state and Houston chapter boards for reinstatement. My man, how are you going to sit and tell us that you're not a big-time racist when you said the N-word numerous times in a series of record phone conversations, and you talking about you was baited? Just because the other person's saying the N-word don't mean you have to say the N-word. And he said N-words numerous times in a series of recorded phone conversations. So evidently it wasn't a one-time deal. It was multiple times in multiple conversations. So, and then, like they said, he has an all-white referee crew. If it's quack like a duck, look like a duck, it's a duck, man. You're racist. And you talking about for the people who know me, they know that's not true. So okay, the people that know you must be all white. You must not have any black people in your circle, man. It just shake your head type situation, man. You can't sit here and tell me you're not racist when all the examples show me that you are. So I'm shout out to the Texas Association of Sports Officials for putting them on suspension and having them work to get back up in there. I don't care how many years you've been up in there. I don't care how many awards you got. They got proof that you did it. And don't tell me because you was baited. There's many times I've been mad at other people, and I'd rather you call me, like I think I told Diego, I'd rather you call me a bitch or an MF than Ed. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how mad you get. I don't call nobody out there. I don't throw no racial slurs in front of nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know how the saying goes. I've heard certain individuals, I will not say no names, call other races derogatory names. So how you think I don't think you gonna call me the N-word? If I hear you call this race, this person this race,
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you calling them all that, I know you use the N-word.
Right, I know you do.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. To Mike Atkinson, take that somewhere else, man. Sit out. I hope they give him a year off. You know what I'm saying? So he can sit back and think about this stuff. So give me your 2 cents, bro, before we move on.
Yeah, most people who do that, yeah, when they not around you, they definitely use it or whatever. So I would definitely like to have heard that conversation. He's talking about
and see how mad he was. You know what I'm saying? How easy it flowed off his tongue. I'm sorry.
Right. That'd be the part I be wanting to hear. You know, how was you baited? You know, how this conversation flowed, you know. And because, you know, most of the time it becomes so natural to you that you don't be baited, and it's a natural thing that it's in your everyday vocabulary. You know, you just forget, you know, who you talking to, and you know how how the conversation actually went, that you so comfortable, you know. So I'm more interested in not only the conversation, but actually who he was talking to. You know, so it could be, you know, I'm not so sure that the person who actually recorded this, you know, they all that innocent either. You know, right. So, you know, it's the second part to this, but yeah, they got the main culprit. You know, he definitely guilty, but I'm not so sure as why he felt so comfortable in talking that way around this individual myself.
Exactly. Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, but they got who they need to get though.
Right. So you get the main dog to set an example for everybody else. So I'm kudos to the association that did this. So all right, man, let's move on to the NFL real quick, because our boy Le'Veon Bell, he's stuck on stupid right now. Because he tried to do the Lou Williams. You know, Lou Williams got 2 girlfriends. How he does that, I don't know, but he been doing that for years. He a straight player. And evidently Le'Veon Bell tried to do the same thing, and it didn't work out well for him after this week. So from what it was said, 2 women described as Le'Veon Bell's girlfriends disappeared from his Florida home with $520,000 worth of jewelry, according to a police report. Bell arrived home from the gym on May 25th to find that the women and his jewelry was gone. He said his closet was left in a state of disarray, and 2 gold chains with diamonds, a Black Panther pendant with black and white diamonds, and a Rolex had vanished. Authorities are investigating the complaint on behalf of the running back, who signed a 4-year, $52.5 million contract with the New York Jets in March. Bell joined the Jets for mandatory minicamp at the beginning of the week after working out on his own during the earlier portions of the offseason program. I don't know how long they've been your girlfriends, but believe me, you won't be staying in my house when I'm gone. Evidently, I forgot who it was, said that the ride, they live with the lifestyle, and evidently Le'Veon Bell said, well, I'm going to New York, so y'all gonna have to leave, and they probably left early with $420,000 worth of jewelry. Now, I seen the Black Panther pendant. It's tight. It's tight. I don't know. I don't know if I spent that much money on the stuff, but it was a tight pendant. I have to say, depending on I think it was a diamond crusted chain too, or it might be a gold chain. But the Black Panther was black diamonds and white diamonds. It was tight. But my man, unless you my mama, and I have to really think about my sisters. You can't stay up in my place while I'm gone. Hopefully, it's a life lesson. I don't know what the girls could do with the pendant. They could probably swap the Rolex with the pendant. Ain't too many people got a Black Panther pendant like that. So I don't know how you could sell that. I'm sure they can. Somebody gonna be walking around and get busted with the pendant, and everything gonna fall back to the two women. And the two women, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how long Le'Veon Bell been with these two girls, but he knows them, and I'm sure they'll be caught soon enough. You know what I'm saying? But for the fact that they did the act, Le'Veon, man, that should be a life lesson for him, man. So, what's your 2 cents, bro?
Yeah, they pulled it. Yeah. Yeah, they pulled it. So I don't know why. Like he in his house like that, he crazy as hell. Shit, but it definitely won't happen again.
Okay. Yep.
That's for damn sure. You know, so whether I don't know, they short-term girlfriends or long-term girlfriends. They got to be short. So
very short.
It's very short, right? It's just crazy how trusting he was with that. So I'm definitely sure that that won't happen again.
You're right.
Yeah, for me trusting like that, that's just fucking crazy.
Exactly. So we'll see how it ends up. I have not seen the pictures of these girls. I'm gonna look forward after we get off to see. No, it ain't worth it. I ain't gonna say it's worth it. Y'all staying up in my crib. I don't care how fine y'all look. Just saying that, man.
Or what y'all did.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Find somebody else to do that.
Man. But we know they ain't gonna have to get Le'Veon, but like everybody out. Once I'm gone, everybody gone.
Right.
All right, man, let's move on to what's happening with the Washington professional football team and a disgruntled employee, a.k.a. player. Trent Williams' absence from the Washington professional football team's mandatory minicamp is due, at least in part, to his discontent over the team's handling of his medical situation. A growth was recently removed from the veteran left tackle's head that doctors initially feared to be malignant. Williams, a 7-time Pro Bowler who spent his entire career in Washington, also wants a new contract, according to ESPN. There are 2 seasons remaining on a 5-year, $68 million deal he inked in 2015. Quote, I just know he's absent, said head coach Jay Gruden. The medical stuff is out of my hands. The contractual stuff is out of my hands, close quote. Williams is so irate over the medical situation that he's demanded a trade or release. However, none of the coaches or teammates have said Williams want out. Running back Adrian Peterson even said he expects the lineman to be at training camp later in the summer. Quote, I'm not getting into all that, but I expect him to be back, and I don't see why that wouldn't be the case, he said, close quote. Trent, now, I understand. If you got a scare, I think he was upset because they didn't find this sooner. They're talking about the medical staff for the Washington professional football team. And he's upset with he's saying that's what he's upset with. Now, I have to agree with you. I've always had problems with these contracts, and you told me what you told me. You got on your contract. There's certain situations I disagree, but I have to agree with you on this one.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 seasons remaining on a 5-year, $68 million contract that you inked in 2015. You won't have to honor that. We ain't even talking about a year in. You still got 2 years left. So I can't see how that's going to change. And I understand you being upset, and you probably, and like they say, you so upset you want to trade or be released. Okay, I could get you with that. But you ain't coming up here trying to get a new contract when you still got 2 years left on this contract. And it ain't bad money, 5 years, $68 million.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't get with Trent Williams with this. I understand he's upset. I'm with you on that, especially with the growth. You thought it was malignant. Yeah, I'm mad at the medical staff because now you got me going into taking physicals, and you couldn't find this.
Right.
That's where I got problems with. So I'm with him on that part, but your contract, no, man. I understand you being upset. You want to be released. I'm cool with all that, but your contract is your contract. Give me your 2 cents, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's it. Your contract is your contract. You be mad. You be mad. ain't nothing. Hey, it is what it is. That's just how I go, man.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that's why it's a contract. It binds you and it binds us.
Mm-hmm.
It protects you and it protects us. So unfortunately, that's we didn't find it, sooner, but we found it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, let's just move on. And like you said, it's $68 million for 5 years. That's not a bad piece of change.
Mm-hmm.
So you just go on from there. But
yeah. Like I said, trade release, I got you. We don't come with me with the contract. I can't believe I'm agreeing with my partner here. Dude, we signing this contract so we can move on and figure out what we're going to do with these other players. You can't come back. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and move on to the NBA, dealing with Doc Rivers. Now, I feel this situation is retarded. The NBA fined Los Angeles Clippers $50,000 on Friday for violating the league's anti-tampering rule after head coach Doc Rivers said on ESPN that Kawhi Leonard is most like Michael Jordan that we've seen. Commissioner Adam Silver later explained the reasoning behind the fine. Quote, "I would just say Doc's been at this a long time. It's not a fun part of my job ever finding anyone, and I understand the competing interests of the media in hearing the coach's view about a current NBA player, but it's something where there's a bright line in this league. You're not allowed to do it. A head coach and head coaches or team executives in those positions need to say, quote, I'm not permitted by the league to respond to that question, close quote. It's been a balance. It's a balance of interest. I understand that, but he unfortunately crossed a bright line. The Raptors have reached out to the NBA multiple times about the Clippers' perceived pursuit of Leonard. Former Lakers president Magic Johnson, who joined Rivers in the discussion about Kawhi, was fined $50,000 in 2018 for similar praise of Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Clippers are widely rumored to be one of the teams ready to pursue Leonard in free agency this summer. Earlier this season, Raptors employees report that they frequently notice Clippers employees at Toronto's games. It was reported on Wednesday that the Clippers looked into purchasing the rights of Leonard's former Klaw logo from Nike, which he no longer endorses. So I got a problem with this. As an executive, as a coach, you mean to tell me I can't talk about, okay, he didn't say I want Kawhi Leonard. He didn't say we're looking into Kawhi Leonard. He just said Kawhi Leonard is most like Michael Jordan that we've seen. So he's not. I don't understand how's that a violation to the anti-tampering clause. He just comparing him to a player that's not even in the league anymore. I think that's crazy why the team got fined $50,000 for him to make that statement. Because to me, if I'm gonna get fined, don't ask me questions anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see anything wrong with what Doc Rivers said to be fine. And, you know, I understand that there's, you have to do your due diligence and hear what he said. I understand the Clippers are looking into getting Kawhi Leonard, and I understand what the Raptors said about there's Clipper employees at Toronto games checking out Kawhi. But for me to get on air and just match him with a player from the past is not tampering. So I think it's a GTOF to the NBA for finding the Clippers for him matching up with a player that's not in the league. So what you got to say, bro?
I think the whole tampering thing is bullshit. Because if I got Kawhi Leonard's phone number, I'm just gonna call him motherfucker.
Right. And nobody got to know.
Nobody got to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just going to fucking call him. Hey, look, I want you to come play for me, blah, blah, blah. When your contract up or when you're ready to talk to me, give me a call. I just want you to know I'm interested,
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 30-second phone call, if that. Simple as that. Nobody got to know unless they start checking phone records and so, whatever like that. And if they start doing that, it's because Kawhi told them.
Right,
so,
right.
So it ain't never got to be no fines or nothing, So the whole tampering thing is a bunch of BS to me. So
yes.
I don't get it. I don't get it when somebody asks you about a player, you mention their name, now you find $50,000 or whatever. If I'm gonna find $50,000, I'm gonna be on the air. Just like, hey, look, I want him to come play with us, blah, blah, blah. If it's the same fine, why I'm gonna get fined $50,000 for mentioning his name when I could just say on the air what I really feel that I want him to come play with me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. I think it's, like I said, I think it's a bunch of BS,
Right. So, I'll put it like this. I'm all for the petty. I'm here for the petty. If I was Doc Rivers, and you find me comparing him to a player that's not in the league, the next time I get on TV, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Since y'all find me $50,000, y'all can find me another $50,000. Hey, Kawhi, we want you here,
right?
And with the Clippers, find me again because, man, I'll be so petty, man. Every time y'all see me, the owner is a multi-billionaire. I'm like, my man, can I do it 2 more times? I'll go on there and say, you know what, Kawhi, I need you here. We need you here.
Right. $50,000 is like 50 cents to him.
Right. So it's just, to me, it's like crazy. And this is what I'm saying. I know it's orange to apples, but you got the city of Toronto kissing Kawhi Leonard's butt right now, trying to keep him there. You got the Kawhi and Dine, where all these fine dining restaurants telling him he could have free food for life at these restaurants. He could have free drives with Uber and Lyft in Toronto for a lifetime. They giving him a multi-million-dollar penthouse free, as long as he signed a long-term contract with Toronto. And recently, I just put on Instagram the name of the Block Station, which is like a virtual coin situation. I can't remember what it is. They're willing to pay Kawhi Leonard's 5-year contract, whatever. I don't know if it's a Supermax. I think it might be a Supermax, $100-something million. They're willing to pay that money up front if he sign a contract with the Toronto Raptors. So you got all that going on, and you worried about Doc Rivers saying Kawhi is like the next Michael Jordan. You get what I'm saying? That's crazy to me, man.
That's petty.
Now, let me ask you this. Speaking of, if I could go dine at fine restaurants for the rest of my life, free Uber and Lyft drives for the rest of my life, get a multi-million-dollar penthouse. I don't know if that's for the rest of his life or for the length of the contract, and have these people Block Station pay my contract up front, bruh.
That's something to consider.
I gotta have y'all write this down on paper to make sure y'all for real. And I might say, man, bump the Clippers. We gonna make this work out here in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. What would you do?
I don't know. I've never did Uber or Lyft, so that
Oh,
might.
you haven't?
I don't know.
Listen, I only did it one time, so I can't knock you for it. My oldest one, we was
I
moving.
mean, some people Uber Lyft crazy, so
Man,
it,
shit.
it works for some people. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
But so I mean, now if they're gonna pay that salary up front, you know, that'll work. If they're gonna finance my living arrangement, that could work. You know.
Shout out to Toronto. Y'all making a good move. I ain't mad at you.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, that could work. You know, so
Okay.
they making a strong case.
I got you. I agree. Hey, I ain't mad at Toronto. Do what you got to do because you ain't gonna get players out there any other way other than through draft or trade and try to throw the city at them.
Too?
Huh?
Tax free up there too.
Oh, but you got to play. No, yeah, that's the problem. If I ain't mistaken, you got to pay 2 taxes: the American tax and
the Canadian tax. Okay, right.
Yeah. If I ain't mistaken, I could be wrong. So, Kawhi Leonard. Now talking about the Klaw logo, Kawhi filed a lawsuit against Nike for that logo. The superstar has filed a federal lawsuit against Nike, where Leonard claims he designed the Klaw logo before signing an endorsement deal with Nike, and that the company copyrighted it without his consent, according to court documents. Leonard's lawsuit says Nike falsely represented in a copyright application that the apparel giant created the logo, and in doing so committed fraud. The 2014 Finals MVP initially drew the logo during his college days at San Diego State. He says the Klaw that appeared on Nike apparel was an extension and continuation of the original version. Quote, I came up with the idea of incorporating my initials in this logo, Leonard said in 2014. I drew up the rough draft, sent it over, and Jordan Brand made it perfect, close quote. While Leonard's deal with Nike allowed the company to use the Klaw on certain merchandise, the 3-time All-Star continued to use his logo on non-Nike products. The 27-year-old intends to use the Klaw on clothing lines, footwear, and other products, and in connection with sport camps and charity functions. However, Nike has explicitly objected to such uses. Leonard reportedly turned down a 4-year, $22 million extension with Jordan Brand in March of 2018 and signed a multi-year deal with New Balance months later. Now, do you think he got a case of using the Klaw logo or suing Nike for continued? I don't know if they continue to use the Klaw logo. I ain't seen
it.
I have not seen a new apparel since he's been in Toronto to file a lawsuit for. Now, I think he's filing a lawsuit to be able to use the Klaw and keep Nike from suing him.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is.
He wants to use it.
Right. Now, I agree. Okay. It's a touchy situation when it comes to these copyrights. Now, I don't care if you designed it. If Nike put in a copyright to use it, then you gave up your authority, your ownership to that logo. It's a cool logo. It's like his hand, and then I think this part is the K and this part is the L. So it's tight, you know what I'm saying? But you might have I don't know how hard you're gonna fight for this, but if Nike been using it all this time, they're gonna say, you know, we had the copy. Now he's trying to say that he didn't sign for the copyright, which I really beg to differ, because if they've been using all this time, you should have known copyright was included into this thing. So I don't know if he's gonna win this fight. If anything, I would pay Jordan Brand. You know what? How much it costs for me to get my logo back? I think that's the best way he's gonna do. The best way it's gonna get for him to get that logo back. So, what you think about it? Give me your 2 cents, bro.
He ain't gonna be able to do it because they've been trying to look for some type of way to brand this guy. You know, see, he's the most unbrandable superstar in the league. So if they got a way to do it, they gonna do it. You know, and they if they already got something that they don't need his permission for, hell, they're gonna keep it,
Mm-hmm.
or work something out with him.
Right.
Work out a deal with him, So I don't think they're gonna give that up.
No.
More than likely, they'll probably work something out with him. That's more than likely what happened.
Or sell it to New Balance.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
right.
they're still working something out with him.
Right.
So
right.
I don't see them just saying, okay, yeah, you right here, here you go.
Right. Because they mad because you didn't sign a deal with them. You signed with another brand. They could be petty. Like I said, I'm here for the petty. They could be petty. Like, nah, we ain't giving you this. You should have been over here signing for it. So
right. So
and I don't even know the contract with New Balance. I don't know if it's more than Nike, but with the situation, I don't see Kawhi Leonard winning this one.
I don't either.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, man. We had a game last night, Game 3, where Raptors won. But there was a situation during the game, I think it was in the fourth quarter. Golden State Warriors have confirmed that the man escorted from let me just give you the thing. Just under 10 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, Kyle Lowry fell into the courtside seats while attempted to track down a loose ball. As he gathered himself, a fan reached over and pushed the All-Star, prompting an immediate reaction from the veteran. So he was running, the ball going out of bounds. He jumped, tried to save the ball. He jumped. He damn near jumped to the second row. As he's trying to get himself up and making sure everybody okay that he hit, a dude 2 seats down pushed him. And when he got up, he looked at my man and then looked at the referee like, dude, my man here don't have, he shouldn't be touching me. You know what I'm saying? Now, smoke cleared this morning. Come to find out, the guy shoved Kyle Lowry is minority owner Mark Stevens of the Golden State Warriors. So the minority owner of the Golden State Warriors pushed Kyle Lowry. Quote, Mr. Stevens' behavior last night did not reflect the high standards that we hope to exemplify as an organization. We're extremely disappointed in his action and, along with Mr. Stevens, offer our sincere apology to Kyle Lowry and Toronto Raptors organization for this unfortunate misconduct. A statement from the team read, there is no place for such interaction between fans or anyone and players at an NBA game, close quote. Stevens will not be in attendance for the remainder of the finals, according to the Warriors. It was not disclosed whether the outcome came down from the league or team, or if Stevens made the decision voluntarily. The Warriors' review of the incident is still ongoing. Stevens, a venture capitalist, bought into the Warriors in 2013 when Vivek, I always have problems saying his name, Renat. The owner now of the Sacramento Kings. I can't say his name. Sold his stake in the team in order to become the majority owner of the Sacramento Kings. Forbes estimates Stevens' present-day net worth at $2.3 billion, ranking him number 962 among the world's wealthiest people. I don't give a damn how wealthy you are. Don't put your hands on me, man. He wasn't even in the collision. He was 2 seats down. He's going to reach over and push him. So, yeah, I'm glad I seen it, and I've heard some analysts and color commentators, they was like, they didn't even see it until they looked at the replay. They thought they were talking to this other guy that was patting him on the back, as like, good job. Like, man, ain't nothing wrong with that until you see him reaching over, pushing him. So, like I said, I don't care how much. I don't care if you're a millionaire, billionaire. I don't care what you own. I'm a grown-ass man like you grown-ass man. Don't put your hands on me, man. Especially you're not even in the collision. It was like, I think it was 2 women, and I think it was 2 or 3 guys that was in the collision. They try to help him up
over there and got him a push in.
Yeah. So when it first came out, they was talking about they were saying he might be a lifetime ban from the Oracle, and the Oracle gonna get demolished next year. So that was the inside joke with that. But yeah. I'm glad. I don't know if it was the NBA or the team, I'm glad they made him not come to the rest of these finals, man. And if they keep on looking into it, I don't know what you could do to a billionaire. Tell him give up his share. I don't know if you can tell him to give up his share, but I would suspend them or fine them for doing so. The NBA might step in and fire Mr. Stevens for this situation. So I'm all G for all that, man. Give me your 2 cents.
Yeah, you I think not allowing him to come to the rest of the finals is a sufficient enough punishment because you telling a billionaire that he can't do something.
Right.
So that's punishment, you know. I mean, hitting him in his pocket like that. I mean, finding him. I mean, a few $1,000s. That's not gonna do anything to him. But to tell somebody like that you can't attend something, you know, that's kind of, you know, I think that's a little bit more personal.
Right.
You know, this the NBA finals. Why can't I be in that place? You know, I'm a billionaire. You know, nah, motherfucker, you can't go. Now what? You know, you can't get floor seats. Now what? You know, so I think that's a little more sticking point to this individual. So I think that's enough right there. You know, he didn't volunteer for this shit. This is punishment.
Right.
I think it's enough. You know, this will stick out a little bit more. And so, yeah, this will do it for me. You know, I'm gonna do it for him too.
Right.
You know, like, shit, I fucked up. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy. He gonna put himself in the game. That's basically what he did. Yeah.
Right. And shout out to kudos to Kyle Lowry for not reacting.
Right, because he didn't know who it was.
Mm-hmm.
So then nobody know who he was. You know, he a billionaire. Nobody know who he was. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know, I know them. I think I heard them seats are like $20,000, which doesn't matter.
Don't matter, right?
You know, but I'm glad he react like he could have reacted. You know, I know everybody trying to avoid the malice in the palace, and if y'all don't know about the malice in the palace, Google it and y'all see what Meta World Peace. What's his name?
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest, and them boys from Indiana was laying hands on fans. Steven Jackson. Them boys were playing. So, you know, if you don't know what we're talking about, Google malice in the palace, and that's what they're trying to avoid now. So I don't know what you could do. I don't think you could put a border between the fans and
you can't
and
do
the
that.
players, and you know they paid a lot of money for them seats, and they want to be courtside. They want
to be dove on and
exactly
wetted on and all that. Yeah,
right. So I just think, you know, even though it's few and far between, you know, from Thunder's God, I am drawing brain farts, man. Oklahoma City Thunder's guard.
Westbrook.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Had that situation deal with the Utah Jazz fans. Even though it's few and far between, I just think you got to put a hold on the stuff so it won't turn into the malice in the back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with restrictions. It's just that when something happens like this, you gotta lay the law down on them fans.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, man. Like I said, game 3, you went to the Toronto Raptors. They up 2-1. You change anything? You change your picks. I think we both said Warriors in 5.
Well, that won't happen. And I think a strong reason because of that is injuries.
Yes.
And this is a game that Toronto should have won and had to win. You know, I mean, they wounded. So if you can't beat them while they wounded, you definitely ain't gonna have a shot at this series. You know.
Right.
So this is a game they were supposed to win. You know, you can't win this one. You definitely ain't gonna. You can't beat them when they hurt. You definitely can't beat them when they healthy.
Exactly.
So, you know, I think I still picking Golden State to win this series, whether it's 6, 7 games, whatever. You know, so I just think Toronto's just made it interesting.
Yeah. I think, yeah, like you say, if Toronto didn't win this game, it would have been over anyway. You know, you had a hobbled Andre Iguodala. Klay Thompson wasn't playing because of the hamstring issue. KD has not been seen yet on the court. So, yes, this was the opportunity. If there was any opportunity to play on the road, this was the one that you had to get. Like you said, to make it interesting. I can say I'm glad they won. Like I said, I don't have a horse in the race, even though we did pick the Warriors. I don't have a horse in the race. I just like a good series, and I think that's what we're getting. Shout out to Steph Curry. He tried his hardest, scored 47 points. He was doing that. He just didn't have any help. I think, with his 47 points, the next highest was Draymond Green with 17, Andre Iguodala with 11. Cousins only had 4. Livingston only had 4. Livingston start. He only had 4 points. So nobody else really helped out. When then on the other side, you had Kawhi Leonard with 30, Kyle Lowry with 23. And I have to admit, as much as I was dumping on Kyle Lowry, like he always have these old crappy postseason, he showed up this year. So he been showing up helping out Kawhi Leonard. He had 23 points. Pascal Siakam showed up, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Gasol, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So the star lineup showed up. Van Vliet coming off the bench with 11 points. So it's been spread out. They helping out, and they won on the road. So that's a plus for them. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I agree with you. I'm not going to say – I'm still sticking with the Warriors because they're going to have to release the Kraken, a.k.a. Kevin Durant, in the next game. I know it's still at home, but the Raptors just showed you they ain't scared of y'all. You know, Klay Thompson, whether he gonna be cool, because he was limping his limp was pretty significant, almost like last year with Chris Paul, and Chris Paul never came back to play. So this gonna be real interesting how this gonna lay. But I agree with you. I'm gonna stick with the Warriors in 6 or 7. So, all right, man. End of the show. Unless you have anything else, bruh, we're going to close shop.
No, we're good.
All right, let's do this. The crew here at Get With It Sports want to thank you for taking the time to watch the 2 Cent Deposit on Sports podcast. Once again, while you're here, click the subscribe button so you can be alerted to all the new episodes we have here on our Get With It Sports 2, that's the number 2, YouTube channel. You can find us on Twitter, me at Get With It Sports, Brandon, LEB412. Read our post on our blog page at getwithitsports.wordpress.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Get With It Sports. Contact us via email at getwithitsports2, that's number 2, at gmail.com. Shouts out to the Urban Arena affiliates. If you like what we have here for your sports talk entertainment, here at Get With It Sports, check out Team Boy TV with Big Q, JB, Bernie B, AA Sports, Straight Sports No Chaser with the Diego Brishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, and Uncle Hate the 6 foot under champ. The Urban Arena crew can give you what you need every week for your sports fix while you're on the go. As always, I'm your boy Glass.
And I'm Brandon.
The best tag team tandem out here in sports talk. Be good, be safe, get with it. Peace.